What is up, y'all? Manny Carrera, your real estate resource, and this is episode number 45 of Whiskey Wednesday podcast sessions, where we sit with entrepreneurs, influencers, movers, and shakers over a glass of some whiskey. Today, I'm going to be sitting with Adam, owner of Elite Scalp Aesthetics. Adam, what's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Cheers, man.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for making it out here. I know you're East Sider, and we're all the way the hell over here on the West Side, right?
It's pretty far, man, but I like it.
Cool, bro. Cool. We're glad to have you on, and glad to hear your story. I'm pretty excited to hear it, just because I've known you for quite a while too.
Yeah.
Right. We'll get into all that right now, but we're gonna be drinking on some new whiskey today. We're gonna be drinking Proper 12. This isn't a new whiskey, but I've yet to try this whiskey. You haven't tried it yet either, right? You're not too much of a whiskey drinker, you said?
Nah, man, not too much. But it's going down smooth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think? What are you tasting this?
It's got a nice little smoky flavor, and yeah, it's hitting the spot, bro.
I love whiskey, man. And are you a Conor fan? Because this is Conor McGregor.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. No, I had no idea.
This is Conor McGregor's whiskey.
Okay.
So this is the one that he actually came out with, I think when he was fighting, or maybe before the Pacquiao. Wait, he didn't fight Pacquiao. Was that other guy?
No, that's
Diaz. Yeah, it was during that time. But are you a Conor fan or?
Yeah, dude, I am.
That's pretty badass, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Cool, man. Well, excited to have you on, bro. You know, I've known you for quite a while, and it's really cool to see a lot of people in the city that I've known for a while do some big stuff. You know, I'm looking around, and there's a lot of entrepreneurs now, and there's a lot of influencers out here, and you're one of these entrepreneurs now. You started your own gig, right? So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then we'll kind of get into it from there.
All right. Well, my name is Adam. I'm the owner of Elite Scalp Aesthetics. We're kind of working on bringing a new solution to hair loss to El Paso. It's been around for a while in bigger cities, but El Paso doesn't know about it too much. I personally had a hair loss problem. Maybe it started about 15 years ago. And as soon as it started receding, I started looking up stuff on how to manage it or something. Yeah, and the only real thing that I found was hair transplants. And that was you're talking about a big cost. Yeah. It's a surgical procedure, stuff like that.
It's expensive.
And then there's people that were using wigs and stuff like that. I didn't want to go that route. People using fibers or sprays. And with that kind of stuff, you got to be worried of
chemicals.
Chemicals or the mess. Can you go swimming? Can you sweat? Stuff like that, and I didn't want to go that route either. So I happened to run into this new procedure, and it's called micropigmentation. And so after I looked into this, I had it done myself, and I became a fan of it. And I figured a lot of people can know about this and find this as a solution also. So I started my own business in it, and it's taken off.
That's cool, man. So for those people that don't fully understand, what exactly is this pigmentation?
So micropigmentation, it's kind of it's almost like a tattoo, but we do things quite a bit different than a tattoo. What I'm doing is pretty much replicating what looks like tiny hair follicles so that it can look like if you have a short buzz cut. I can restore hairlines, I can cover up scars, burns, patches, or even if you're someone with long hair but it's thinning, like say a female, I can also create more density to help it look fuller. Wow. By simply, going in there and tattooing what looks like small little hair follicles.
So you're just kind of filling in those empty spots with hair follicle.
Yeah, it looks like it's just kind of like a dot, and a lot of people refer to it as a dot, but yeah, it's like a tiny hair follicle. It'll help so that the white part of your head is not exposed as much. Okay. Like for somebody who has longer hair, if you split your hair and you see a lot of white because you can see the scalp, and I cover that area and it makes it look completely fuller. And but most of my clients are really people who just have receding hairlines. Okay. A lot of males, and I'm able to bring that forward and make it look fuller. And I actually had it done myself, so I'm going to show you here. My real hair doesn't start till back here, and then this area here is pretty much that tattoo. Covered a little bit in sweat right now, but but you get the point.
Yeah, it looks like you just got a fresh cut.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a morning person, so I wasn't trying. I get in and out of the shower. You know what I mean? I don't have to be putting on any powders, any fibers. I know fibers is a big thing being used right now for people who are thinning, especially in barber shops and stuff like that.
Right.
And there's no need for that anymore. And a lot of my clients are coming to me because of that as well. One of the main differences between what I do and a tattoo is also that we use a tiny, the cartridges that we use they're not big, and we're not going all the way deep into the skin. We're only going into the first layer, so it's not as painful either.
So it's not as painful as a regular tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Most of my clients say like from a 0 to 10, it's probably a 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And even, there's clients that are still a little more sensitive. So if they are, we do have a numbing agent that we can apply, and that helps them kind of dull the pain a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So we were talking a little bit about what you do, and I've actually toured your Instagram page because I wanted to get more familiar with what you do. And my first impression was you did do hair transplants. Mm-hmm. Because of the before and afters that I was seeing. I was like, oh damn, like this guy has hair now, where his hairline just got restored. But when I saw the tattoo, it is something new that kind of hit El Paso, right? So how long have you been in business right now?
So right now I've been in business about a year and a half. And then the hair transplants, well, they've been around for a while, but it's very costly if you get a hair transplant. And you need they take a part of your hair where you have a lot of hair and they put it where you need it. So let's say you're thinning also on the back part of your head where they get the hair, then all you're gonna do is replant the same thin hair in another area. So it's not for every client, and it's also very costly. Yeah, you're gonna have to take some time off work as well.
My friend literally he got it. I'm not gonna say his name. Should I say his name? Just kidding. No, he got it, and it looks good. I mean, this guy looks good, and I could tell right away he got confidence. Mm-hmm. Like, he got a bunch of confidence, and I'm sure that's what you do for your clients as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the reason why I got into this business is because of what you're restoring to people. Their confidence, man. That's I've had a client who had what they call alopecia. So alopecia is an immune deficiency disease that you begin to lose patches of hair in different areas. And whether you have long hair, short hair, you can still tell to their immune system.
Really?
And so those particular clients, when you're able to create a difference like that, it's really impacting.
Yeah. It's like I used to sell weight loss food. Like I used to help people lose weight. It wasn't Herbalife or anything, but it was something similar. And I actually got a kick out of helping somebody lose 10 pounds because you could see that confidence in them. You could see how much energy it brings them, and this is kind of the same thing. Going back to my friend, like he did it, and he just got a whole bunch of confidence. I see him now, like all confident, and walking around like the shit don't stink. I'm like, bro, your shit still stinks. But it was super expensive. He told me it was over like $10,000 just to do the front, just a little
front area.
So that's crazy. So what is a typical treatment usually run?
So as far as pricing, it varies depending on how much hair loss there is.
Okay.
But you're talking about in the range, it can range all the way from like $700 up to like $4,000.
Okay.
I do have financing options. Nice. If you can't make the whole entire payment, then we can work something out so that we can make a payment plan and I'll work with you. But yeah, it really all depends on how much area I'm gonna need to cover.
Nice. Did you have a tattoo background before this?
I didn't.
No? It was just something that you picked up?
Yeah. After I had it done on myself, I looked into it and I went to train in Dallas for it under the Dallas Scalp Associates. And they're the ones that got me started. I had hands-on training with some models there.
Really?
Yeah. And it was pretty quick. I came back and got started.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You said it's new to El Paso. How do you feel the city's kind of reacting to it? Are you getting a lot of business from this? Are you getting a lot more concerns as far as, what are the pros and cons from doing this compared to something else? Like you were mentioning a whole bunch of other different, ways to grow hair.
El Paso is responding very well. In my opinion, sometimes there's some cities that seem to care more about looks, and then there's others that don't. I was a little skeptical whether this was going to work here in El Paso, but you know what? We do have quite a bit of people that are, they still take care of themselves here, and they want to look their best and presentable and get their confidence, and it's responding really good. I'm really happy in the turnout. It's picking up really fast. I've been doing this now for about a year and a half, and in that amount of time, I've had quite a bit of clients. And there's only a few people in town that are doing it, but you make sure you go to me.
Yeah, we're gonna put your plugs at the end of this.
Right.
That's crazy though. So what what do you feel has been like one of the biggest lessons that you've had to kind of overcome starting in this new industry? Because this is an industry that you were never really in, right? You just had an experience and wanted to kind of pass that experience on to other people.
Right. I think my biggest hurdles were more the business aspect of it. I didn't have any exposure to that because I've never owned a business before.
Okay.
I do have manager and supervisor experience, so I tapped into it a little bit, but the business aspect was something that I wasn't really familiar with. So I've had to learn about marketing, about bookkeeping, record keeping, budgeting.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
So just the whole business aesthetics of it, right?
Yeah. And then as far as like clients, every client is different. And so I understand now that I can't do the same thing with every client. For example, when I do micropigmentation, it usually takes 2 to 3 sessions. And the reason for that is because everybody's skin is different. So some people will need more work in certain areas, some people will need less.
Right.
So I need them to come back so we can check it out, make any changes that are necessary. And if I need to apply more density into a certain part or blend it in better, everybody's just so different. And the skin, it's one of the biggest, or it is the biggest organ, and it's just changing with everybody. It's different with everyone.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've had to adjust to as well. But I feel I have enough experience now that my work is good, and you can see for yourselves on Instagram.
Yeah.
I have plenty of before and afters there.
So you mentioned that you taking on this new role of business owner and hairline specialist now.
Yeah.
You're taking on these 2 roles and learning the business side of it. What do you feel like business wise you wish you knew before you even started this, or maybe prepared for it a lot better?
Man, my parents, they come from a humble background. They've never owned a business.
Okay.
So they weren't exposed to it either. So I had really no teaching or anybody to give me a hand as far as what to do. Everything that I've been dealing with and what I've had to overcome business-wise has been because I've had to research, read, and just get information online. And luckily, I do have friends, that do own businesses, and they've helped out a lot too.
Yeah, it's all about your network, right?
Yeah,
those people that you want to be with or want to be like.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah,
it expands your vision a lot too.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've met a lot of people too that have really expanded my vision as far as what I considered even possible for myself. So it's crazy, bro. One of those other things that you mentioned was also the marketing side of it, right? I always love to talk about marketing just because I feel like I know how important it is as a realtor to market and daily, you have to be posting content all the time, and you have to be in different networks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. How are you marketing right now? How are you getting business into the company?
Most of my marketing is being done online for now.
Okay.
But most of my clients are coming due to referrals.
Nice.
So when I do procedures on someone, I make sure that they're satisfied. And even though most of my procedures take 2 to 3 sessions, I've had people that I've had to do 4 to 5 because they still weren't completely happy. And I told them, you know what? We're gonna do this until you're completely happy. And when you treat someone in that manner, where you're giving them exactly what they want, what they need, then they refer you to other people, and it's all word of mouth after that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Has there been any weird requests for her?
I try to as far as the hairlines, restoring the hairlines, there's straight edge. There's also more of a natural look. If you're like an older male, you don't want to have like a straight edge.
Fresh out the barbershop.
So but there's others that I've had one that really wanted almost like what looked like a widow's peak. And that was the first for me, but that's what the client wanted.
Are you sure? Sure.
Yeah, but no, I did it, and they were happy, and that's what matters.
So is this something that you can fix later? Like, say I want a widow's peak, and then in a year I'm like, hey, bro, I want to change it up, and I want to do a straight edge now. Yeah, you can. If we're gonna bring the hairline down, then yes, I can adjust it and add more of the follicles down. But if it's already down, you can't raise it up. So this is a permanent. Yeah, it's a permanent thing. As permanent as a tattoo. Exactly.
it might require a touch up, like maybe like 6 to 7 years down the road.
Right.
But nothing significant to where you're not gonna be able to tell that it's not on you anymore. You're gonna be able to tell the rest of your life.
Really?
But you know, getting it touched up just makes it look better. Same as a tattoo.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm honestly pretty interested in that. I told you right earlier, I pointed this little bald spot out. I have this little, I don't even know if it's a bald spot, just my beard. When I grow my beard, I feel like the hairs just separate themselves and move in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
And I try and blend it with my finger. I'm just like, yo, stay there. You know, but it doesn't work. So I'm like, maybe I should just shade up this little spot right there.
I mean, I got you, bro. If you want to do it, but man, you know, everybody envies your hair and your beard, bro. Like, you don't need any of my help, but hey, if you want it, I got you.
My beard's thick, bro. My parents blessed me with some hairy genes, so much love to them. But so, what do you feel like? Where do you want to take this? Where do you see the business? You know, in the next 5 years, what are some of your goals? What do you plan on doing?
I plan to expand so that I can have a minimum of like 2 to 3 shops in El Paso, so that I can be, so I can accommodate my clients to whatever side of town they're living in. And I also do want to take it outside of town into major cities. So we're talking like LA, New York.
Nice.
You know.
Is there a big market out there?
Yeah, definitely.
Especially LA, right? It's like
yeah, LA.
Everybody's already into
Miami.
This shit. Yeah, Miami too. Miami. I think every like when I lived out there in Miami, everyone was, almost all the girls, especially on the beach, were plastic. You know, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they looked good, but there's just major cities that are super big on that self-image, right? And perfecting that self-image or making that self-image into something else. What do you think about that? Is there ever kind of a overboard like kind of thing that people might pass their that limit of like, yo, this is looking a little weird, or do you think it's kind of
yeah, to each its own on that. But you're right about that. That there's just some places that are a little more image conscious.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
But I think we're evolving in that area here in El Paso.
Yeah, I think El Paso's always been one of those cities that everybody thought, you know, nobody would buy concert tickets for anything and nobody would support anything. But now I think it's such a big city, such a supportive city too, for like local business owners and things like that. So it's really cool. I think El Paso is growing in every direction, especially seeing it like house-wise, you know, real estate-wise, but just in general, we're seeing so many different people come to the city too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's mixing in this whole different culture of stuff that El Paso's not really used to. So
yeah, exactly.
It's cool.
Exactly. That's why I'm excited that I started this here at the time that I started it, because since it's not too popular yet, I feel I'm going to ride a wave, and by the time it does become popular here, I'll already be pretty established.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to take over at that point.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. Is there ever somebody that comes to you that you cannot help?
Yeah, there's a couple of things like when you come into a consultation, we speak about your medical history. So if you have anything that's very, can't handle pain, if you're like very diabetic, if you're pregnant, we have to wait on that. Things of that nature. If you have allergies to pigment, more things about more medical stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I wouldn't be able to perform that on someone.
That's crazy. Now this isn't only your only gig, right? You also have a full-time job.
I do. Yeah, I do.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
Yeah, like I told you, I was telling you earlier that I've been doing. I'm a polysomnography tech. I've been doing that over 13 years.
I was going to say it. I had to ask you to pronounce it earlier.
Yeah. So, but it's a sleep study technician. I've been doing that over 13 years. It's been a nice ride, but I think at some point we all want to expand.
Yeah.
And
time for a change.
Yeah.
13 years. That's a long time.
It is 13 years of night shifts. But I mean, but that's my bread and butter. You know, that's what has helped me get my business established, and pretty soon I'll be able to retire from that and just stick to the micropigmentation. That's what it's looking like already.
That's badass, man. Now, just out of curiosity, because you work with sleep. right?
Yeah.
Do you see any kind of like correlation between sleep and hair loss?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Stress. Because when you don't sleep right, that automatically increases your stress levels. It throws your hormones out of whack. So that can definitely lead to hair loss. A lot of people who lose their hair, it's due to stress.
Stress. Do you think it's more stress than genetics, or
it could be both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I feel like I'm gonna get some water actually, but I feel like a lot of that has to do with a lot of everything, right? Even like being overweight and things like that is some of that genetically.
Yeah, definitely. Most of the clients or patients that I have in my full time, they're either elderly, overweight, or they have a crowded airway. So I see a lot of people that struggle to breathe, what they call sleep apnea. And people who have sleep apnea, they stop breathing at night. And so that increases their cortisol level of hormones, and that cortisol is what makes them gain weight. So as you gain weight, you stop breathing even more, and then that makes you increase weight even more, and it's just a bad cycle, and it continues and continues. So if you have that, yeah, go get it treated.
Damn, it's like that cycle of I can't get a job because I haven't gone to school. I can't go to school because I don't have a job.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking crazy. I think like I have a really bad sleep pattern, and like I don't think it's affected me too much like stress wise. Even though I have a stressful ass job, like I've already kind of managed that. But sleep wise, I only get like 5 hours of sleep a day.
Do you function okay though?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's okay, because there's different kind of sleepers. You have your short sleepers, or you have the people that are just can sleep 8 hours, and there's people that need 12 hours. But there is those few that can get 5 to 6 and still function okay.
Yeah,
you're blessed, bro. That's
it's honestly not. It's a blessing, but it's tough, bro. Like sometimes I'm exhausted, like really exhausted, and I'll go lay my head down, get ready to go to sleep, and I'll fall asleep for like 2 minutes, and I'll wake up with a burst of energy, and I'm like, fucking bitch, it's 1 a.m, and I can't go to sleep after that. Like it's weird. I'll go to sleep for like a second, and then I pop up, and I'm just like, damn, I can't go to sleep again.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's wild.
Oh man, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Who knows what's going on with that? But so how do you feel like you manage? Because there's obviously like a lot of people wanting to start their own business, right? They're already in a full-time job, but how do you manage your time? Where do you manage your time so that you can manage a full-time job and then still run a business?
Well, luckily, because I've been doing my full-time job for a long time, I get those schedule perks, so I have my schedule out to work.
PTO?
Yeah, and not even that. I mean, honestly, I work like 6 nights in a row, 12-hour shifts at night, and then that leaves me with 8 nights off. So those 8 nights is when I focus on my business.
Wait, say that again. You work 6 days in a row?
6 days in a row of 12-hour shifts. And then after that, then I'm off for the 8.
Oh, okay. I was like, where are you getting all these days in a week? 6 days and 8 days? No, that's crazy. So you're working 6, so you're working 6-1 and then 8 days the other.
Exactly.
Damn, that's a good schedule.
Yeah. I mean, the nights are heavy when I do those 6 nights, but man, it's definitely worth it because it gives me the time to get into the business. And then on top of that, I have kids too, so
yeah,
gotta spend time with family.
That's crazy. Yeah. So what motivates you to do so much? Like why? Like it seems like you already had a good gig.
You know what? No, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a good gig already. I'm blessed with that position. But as a man, like you just have to continue to expand, and not necessarily for the monetary benefit, right, but because when you are able to help people, transform people's lives, that's one of the biggest rewards you can get.
Yeah.
On top of that, yeah, there's going to be monetary changes, and with money also comes the ability to help when people don't have. You can help your family, you can help charities, and you can create more memories for yourself, for your family.
Yeah.
So it helps in a lot of different aspects. If you know me personally, I'm not one to be what they call colo.
Yeah.
I'm always, I help whoever I can. If you're out and about with me and we're having some drinks, I'll pay for it. And again, that's because I don't like to keep my hand closed.
Right.
Because when you open, it comes back to you.
Yeah. Especially when you can help people that can never do anything back for you. That's so self-rewarding and it's just something bigger that you know, a lot of people don't always do. A lot of people would just keep to themselves. And last episode, actually, we were talking about that scarcity mindset of, you know, thinking everything, there's a shortage of everything, success, there's a shortage of knowledge, there's a shortage of all this stuff, and people keep to themselves without giving, and that doesn't reciprocate, you know. So it's, I was watching this video about Bob Proctor, and he was talking about basically it's our duty, it's our responsibility to pass on knowledge, to pass on everything, because in 200 years, if there's no more human race, it's our fault too. Right. Right? We didn't do the things that we needed to do to pass on that information.
Oh, definitely.
And help us advance and advance and advance and advance. So
definitely. Wow, that's deep and,
yeah,
and very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Actually, when I get a chance to talk to people like on a one-on-one basis, I always try to encourage them to start their own business, even if it's something small.
Yeah.
You know, that only takes a small investment, but do it. They'll immediately see, you can immediately see changes, like even in just your taxes. You know, the way a business handles their taxes compared to an individual who does a regular W-2 as an employee, man, it makes a huge difference. And what will take most of your money away in your lifetime as being an employee is going to be your taxes.
Yeah.
That's what's going to rob you the most.
That and time.
Yeah, and time. But you know, as far as the time, like, I mean, right now I'm doing both, but eventually, actually I have a friend here with me that's going to be learning what I'm doing right now. And so eventually down the line, I'll just be able to supervise those that I've taught.
Yeah, especially if you're thinking about growing and having multiple locations, right?
Yeah, and it's all about managing the people that have learned from you, and being able how to manage the work and put it out there to others so that you don't do it all yourself. Because the real, I think my definition of success is to be able to make money even when you're not at the business or at the job site.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. For sure, man. That's crazy. What do you think is, talking about management and talking about, you know, running the business and creating those multiple locations, what do you think is the most important thing when it comes down to building a team?
Definitely character, the character in the individual. I think my interview process is not going to be a standard one where you sit down with someone for 10 minutes and ask them questions that most people study for anyway.
Yeah.
You know, what's your best attribute? What can you work on? You know, all of those things. I prefer to help people, and I would give a job to somebody who I know, that I've known for a while, that I know their character traits, their personality. You know, do they have a history of being responsible? Have they been able to hold a job down? Do they have a vision for themselves to grow? You know, or is this just going to be a paycheck for them? Yeah. Things of that nature. And that's how I'm going to be able to, I think, differentiate from a business that has upset and bitter employees over a business where you have people that want to be there and help others.
Yeah. Happy employees make a business work. That's
and paying them more too.
Yeah, you gotta pay them a lot. Everybody likes money too, right?
Yeah, that's a good motivational tool.
Yeah, man. So where's your office located, or where you guys located?
Right now I'm in a building called Sapphire Cosmetics. It's it's over there on Country Club Road.
Okay.
The address is 7405 Country Club. I was about to fact check. Yeah, but that's where we're located right now. My number is 915-603-6709. That's my direct number. So if any of you need any estimates, you can simply send me a picture of your problem areas, and I can give you an estimate just over text. You can also go to my Instagram. My Instagram is elite.scalp, and you can also send me pictures through there.
Nice.
And we'll take it from there.
PG pictures? Where you guys trying to put hair at? Be careful with these pictures. Just kidding. No, that's cool, man. So, Instagram, you said your handle is?
Elite.scalp.
Elite.scalp. Yeah, make sure you guys check it out there. One last question. El Paso's growing every which direction. Where do you kind of see this city going? You're born and raised here?
I was born in California.
Cali?
But I've been raised here, so I've been here most of my life.
So you're in El Paso. We adopted you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm from here. Probably stay here.
Yeah, I love El Paso, man. I came back because I really, really loved it out here. So
I think I liked having vacation homes in other places, but I wouldn't live in other places.
Yeah. Maybe enjoy the warm nights here.
Yeah, man.
Not the hot ones though. It's pretty hot. Yeah, it's crazy. But where do you see El Paso, you know, kind of headed?
I think El Paso is going to be. It's going to have a major city mentality. That's still going to remain a smaller town, like population wise.
Right.
But I think the entertainment that is in bigger cities is going to come here. I think the mindset is also going to be like a major city, just because we have people coming in from all over, especially through military.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're headed, and that's a good thing. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that you know, our government here can move and roll with those punches and be willing to expand.
Yeah. A lot of old timers, I think, are the ones that hold back a lot of.
Yeah, but you know, they're only on there for a while.
Yeah, they still push through though.
Yeah.
El Paso's growing, man. I really love the direction it's going to, and I agree. I think it's going to be one of these big cities. So hopefully we'll see a lot more of your shops around the city too.
Yeah, that's the goal. Oh, you will.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you coming out, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by, and excited for people to check you out. If you guys need some confidence, you guys need some hair, even a simple lineup, little touch-ups, things like that. You do the big jobs and the small jobs, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool, man.
Whatever you guys need, yeah, just hit me up and I'll get back to you.
Sounds dope. Make sure you guys tune in every Wednesday where we have business owners, entrepreneurs, movers, and shakers, just like Adam here. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Peace. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Let's chug
Cheers,
this.
bro. No.